I'm about to reveal something that will completely change how you think about studying forever. Are you one of those people who's sitting there right now, maybe 3 days before your big exam, feeling that crushing weight of panic because you know you should have started weeks ago, but somehow, here you are, scrolling through videos instead of opening your textbooks? Well, congratulations, because you just stumbled onto the most important video you'll watch this year. What I'm about to share with you isn't just another boring list of study tips that your teachers have been repeating forever. This is the underground secret that top students use to absolutely dominate their exams, even when they start studying at the very last minute. I'm talking about techniques so powerful that you'll literally absorb information faster than you ever thought humanly possible. These methods are so effective that students who use them consistently outperform people who studied for months using traditional methods. You're about to discover why some people can study for 2 hours and remember everything, while others study for 10 hours and forget half of it by the next day. The difference isn't intelligence, it's not having a better memory, and it's definitely not luck. The difference is knowing these 4 scientifically proven brain hacks that I'm about to reveal. By the time you finish listening to this, you'll have the exact blueprint to turn your brain into an unstoppable learning machine that absorbs knowledge like a sponge and recall it perfectly when you need it most. Are you ready to discover the study secrets that schools never teach you? Let's unlock your brain's hidden superpowers right now. The first brain hack is something I call sensory overload learning. And when you understand how this works, it's going to blow your mind completely. Here's something incredible about your brain that most people never realize. Right now, as you're listening to my voice, your brain isn't just processing the words I'm saying. It's simultaneously processing the tone of my voice, any background sounds you might hear, the visual information your eyes are taking in, maybe the feeling of your phone in your hand, or the chair you're sitting in. Your brain is a multitasking powerhouse that's constantly gathering information through all your senses at the same time. But here's the kicker that changes everything. When you study using only one sense, like just reading silently, you're literally using only 20% of your brain's learning capacity. It's like having a Ferrari, but only driving it in first gear. The students who get incredible results understand this secret. They don't just read their notes. They create a full sensory experience around their learning. Here's exactly what you need to do starting today. Pick any topic you need to learn. Let's say it's photosynthesis for biology. Don't just read the definition in your textbook. Instead, watch a short animated video about how plants make energy from sunlight. Then, immediately explain out loud in your own words how photosynthesis works, as if you're teaching it to a friend. Next, draw a simple diagram showing the process, even if you're not artistic, just basic shapes and arrows. Finally, write down 3 key points about photosynthesis by hand, not on a computer. What just happened is revolutionary. You've encoded that same information into your brain through 4 different pathways. Your visual cortex processed the video and your drawing, your auditory system processed your own explanation, your motor cortex engaged when you drew and wrote, and your language centers activated when you put it into your own words. When exam time comes, your brain has 4 different ways to access that information instead of just one. It's like having 4 different roads to the same destination. Even if one path gets blocked, you have 3 backup routes. This technique alone can increase your retention rate by up to 300%. The second brain hack is called reverse engineering learning, and this is going to completely flip your approach to studying upside down in the best possible way. Most people study backward without even realizing it. They start at page 1 of their textbook and try to read everything, hoping that somehow all that information will magically organize itself in their brain by test time. But here's what the top performers do differently. They start with the finish line and work backward. Think about it like this. If you were training for a basketball game, would you spend hours reading the rulebook, or would you actually practice shooting baskets and playing the game? The answer is obvious, right? You practice the actual skills you need to perform. Studying should work the same way. Here's your new game plan that will save you hours of wasted time. Before you read a single page of your textbook, Go straight to the practice questions, past exams, or end-of-chapter quizzes. Try to answer them right now, even though you haven't studied yet. Don't worry about getting them wrong. That's actually the point. When you encounter a question you can't answer, that's pure gold. Because now, you know exactly what you need to learn. Go hunt down that specific information, like a detective following clues. This approach is incredibly powerful, because your brain learns much better when it's actively searching for something specific, rather than passively absorbing random information. Let's say your history exam covers World War II. Instead of reading 50 pages about everything that happened, start by trying to answer questions like, what triggered the war? Who were the main allies and Axis powers? And what were the key turning points? When you can't answer something, then go find that specific information. You'll learn it faster and remember it longer because your brain was actively seeking it out. This technique ensures that every minute you spend studying is laser focused on material that will actually appear on your exam. The third brain hack is the memory multiplication method, and this technique is based on cutting-edge neuroscience about how memories actually form in your brain. Here's a fascinating fact about memory that most people don't know. Every time you recall a memory, your brain doesn't just access it like a computer file. It actually rebuilds that memory from scratch. And here's the incredible part. Each time your brain rebuilds a memory, it has the opportunity to make it stronger and more permanent. Scientists call this memory reconsolidation, and you can use this natural brain process to your advantage. Most students make the huge mistake of trying to cram everything into one marathon study session. But that's like trying to build muscle by doing 1,000 push-ups in one day and then never exercising again. Your memory works like a muscle that gets stronger with repeated use, but only if you give it time to rest and recover between sessions. Here's the exact schedule that maximizes your brain's natural memory building process. Day 1, learn new material intensively. Day 2, spend just 10 minutes reviewing that same material. Day 4, test yourself without looking at your notes, then review anything you forgot. Day 7, do one final quick review to lock it in permanently. Each time you review, you're forcing your brain to rebuild those memories. And each rebuild makes them stronger and more accessible. The amazing thing is, each review session takes less time than the one before, because your brain gets more efficient at recalling that information. By your final review, you'll be able to recall everything effortlessly. It's like walking down the same path in a forest until it becomes a clear, permanent trail. The fourth and final brain hack is the motivation momentum system, and this addresses the biggest enemy of successful studying, which isn't lack of intelligence or poor memory. It's procrastination and loss of motivation. Here's something important to understand. Most people think motivation comes first, and then action follows. But neuroscience research shows it actually works the opposite way. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you take action, even tiny action, your brain releases dopamine, which makes you feel good and want to continue. So, make the first action so small and easy that it's almost impossible to say no to it. Here's your anti-procrastination formula. Don't tell yourself you need to study for 3 hours. That feels overwhelming. Set a timer for 10 minutes and start with the easiest possible task, like reading one page or reviewing one set of notes. What happens next is magical. Often, once you start, you'll find yourself wanting to continue. But even if you stop at 10 minutes, you've still won. You've built momentum. Another great trick, temptation bundling. Pair your study session with something you enjoy. Maybe you only allow yourself your favorite coffee during studying, or you choose a location you love. The goal is to make studying feel like a reward, not a punishment. Here's the truth. That will transform your academic life forever. The difference between students who succeed and students who struggle isn't natural intelligence. It's not memory. And it's not just starting early, although that helps. The real difference is this: using techniques that work with your brain, not against it. But here's the most important part. Knowledge without action is worthless. You can watch 100 videos about swimming, but you won't learn until you get in the water. So here's your challenge. Right now, choose one topic you need to study. Apply just one of these techniques immediately. Start small, but start now. Your future self, the one who walks into that exam, confident and prepared, is counting on the decision you make in the next 60 seconds. You have everything you need to succeed. The question is, will you use it? Your transformation starts right now.